What is going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Gardevoir-GX Sylveon-GX deck. This is my favorite way currently to play Gardevoir. I do need to apologize first, guys. I know I haven't made a video in a little over a week now. I've been pretty sick actually the past week, so that's the reason why I'm kind of getting over it now. Still a little sore throat and all that stuff, so I'm going to try to avoid going into any coughing fits during today's video. Got my big cup of water, so hopefully that will be enough to get us through this video. But let's go ahead and hop in, guys, and start off by taking a look at Gardevoir-GX. Probably starting off in this format, the undisputed best deck, or at least the deck to beat in this format. This is what everyone going into a tournament is going to either be playing Gardevoir or playing a deck that they think can beat Gardevoir-GX. And Gardevoir here with the 230 HP, Stage 2 Fairy-type Pokemon with the attack Infinite Force. 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. Very easy to get a lot of energy on a Gardevoir and use our opponent's energy requirements against them to do some damage, to do big time damage, especially with the Secret Spring ability. Once during your turn before you attack, you may attach a Fairy energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. So really easy to ramp up a really big Gardevoir-GX that can just swing for a ton of damage and take multiple knockouts. 230 HP is a lot of HP, and if our opponent can't respond to that and take a knockout or at least slow us down somehow, Gardevoir can get rolling really fast and take a bunch of knockouts. We also have Twilight GX as one of our GX attack options in this deck. Shuffle 10 cards from your discard pile into your deck. So going to be good against things like Trashalanche Garbodor to get some items back, and also just maybe to put some resources back later on in the game. If we've discarded most of our draw supporters, if we've discarded some of our evolutions, if we need to get some energy back, we can use Twilight to get some resources back later on down the road. We are also playing a 2-2 line of Sylveon-GX. Like I said, this is my favorite way currently to play Gardevoir-GX with Sylveon-GX. And that magical ribbon attack. Search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This, of course, is really good because of the energy evolution Eevee. When we attach a fairy energy from our hand to Eevee, we get to search from a Pokemon that evolves from Eevee that is a fairy type, which would be Sylveon, of course. So on the very first turn of the game, we can get a magical ribbon off to search for 3 cards. And this just makes it so easy to set up Rare Candy Gardevoirs, to get a bunch of energy in play, to get some Guzmas off, to get Field Blowers, to get rid of tools on stuff like the Garbotoxin Garbodor. Magical Ribbon can find us whatever we need. Fairy Wind is also a pretty decent attack, 110 damage. And then Plea GX is a very good GX attack option. I think this attack is actually really underrated. Very good against things like Greninja. Can also be good against something like Volcanion. Just making our opponent pick up 2 Pokemon on their bench. Puts them back several energy attachments for turn. Puts them back several turns as far as evolving goes. Plea can definitely swing some matchups for us. We're also playing 1 copy of Oranguru here with Instruct, letting us draw until we have 3 cards in our hand once per turn, so just a little extra draw there. And also Psychic is a good attack for things like the Ninetales that has the Safeguard ability, or the Aurora Veil ability, I believe is what it's called. This does take a 1-hit knockout on that Ninetales if it's got 3 energies on it. Very easy to power up. We're also playing 4-2-3-1 line of Gardevoir here with 1 Gallade with the Premonition ability, letting us look at the top 5 cards of our deck and rearranging them in any order. Just really smoothing out our draws throughout the game is very nice. And then also Sensitive Blade, a really strong attack, hits for 130 damage if we played a supporter card during that turn. Also choosing to play this Ralts. This is the same Ralts that's in Ancient Origins. They're the exact same, so you can play either copy of the card. Just because the attack costs a colorless, so theoretically if we only had a DCE and we needed to clean up a knockout with a choice band, we hit for 40 damage. So, you know, if we hit something, leave it with 20 or 30 HP, we could theoretically come in and mumble for a knockout. Not sure that that'll ever happen, but there's just no better reason to run the other Ralts, I don't think. So. And then we also have the Psychic type Kirlia with Quick Turn, 30 damage, flip 2 coins. This attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. If we flip 2 heads, we can take a knockout on Trashalanche Garbodor and Garbotoxin Garbodor, and it's also a non-EX attacker that could hit the Ninetales we were talking about, but in turn it does get one-shotted in return by that Ninetales, so really probably won't be using this that much, but since we're not playing Diancie, there's really no reason to play the Fairy type Kirlia. If we were playing Diancie, let me type it in real quick. If we were playing Diancie with the Diamond Storm, heal 30 damage from each of your Fairy Pokemon, we would definitely want to play a Fairy Kirlia then. but since we're not, we're just going to go with the Psychic type one. And then we also have 3 copies of Tapu Lele-GX to round out the Pokemon. Just really great consistency with that Wonder Tag ability, and then also Energy Drive being a very good attack. So let's go ahead and expand it here, guys. Take a look at the rest of what we are working with here. We do have 1 copy of Field Blower. The reason I'm only playing 1 is because Garbodor decks have slightly decreased in play as of right now. If they go back up, we could definitely increase this back up to 2, but it also, we can pretty easily take a knockout on Garbotox and Garbodor with Fairy Wind from Sylveon-GX, maybe even a Quick Turn or a Sensitive Blade. So we have lots of ways to deal with it. But Field Blower is definitely a good option. 3 copies of Rare Candy. I really think we do only need 3 in this list, since we have the Magical Ribbon to search them out of our deck. 1 copy of Super Rod. I have kind of wanted a Rescue Stretcher in addition to the Super Rod at times, but as of right now, there's really no other cut I would make. You could maybe cut one of the Brigettes, but 2 Brigette is just really good. We'll talk about that in a second. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, letting us discard 2 cards from our hand and then searching our deck for any Pokemon. Great to find Tapu Lele on the first turn. Acerola, just a really good option to heal damage off of our side of the board. I like Acerola a lot in most decks right now, but it can definitely be really good here with Gardevoir as well. Just picking up a Gardevoir-GX that has a ton of damage on it and then re-evolving, reusing Secret Spring multiple times in a turn can be good as well. We are playing 2 copies of Brigette, not only because it is really detrimental to us if one of our Brigette is, or if we only play 1 and it's prized, but playing 2 also increases the chances that we start it in our opening hand, and just being able to start with Brigette, not having to Tapu Lele for it, leaves us with so many more options later on in the game. So that's the reason we have just the 2 copies there. 3 copies of Guzma, and then 4 copies of N and Professor Sycamore. Pretty standard there on the rest of the draw support accounts. We've got 2 copies of Choice Band in order to ramp up the damage we can do with Gardevoir-GX. 3 copies of Float Stone. A lot of Gardevoir lists haven't been including Float Stone, but I think it's really important in this list since we are playing the Sylveon. If we go second, we want to have the most outs to getting that turn 1 Magical Ribbon off, and having the multiple Float Stones is definitely something that can allow us to do that. 4 double Colorless Energy and 9 Fairy Energy to round the deck out. There's the list. That's what we're working with, guys. So we're going to go ahead, hop onto the Versus Ladder, and see if we can't grab a couple of wins in today's video. As always, guys, if you enjoy this video, definitely be sure to leave a like down below. Helps me out a ton, lets me know that you're enjoying seeing what I'm doing, and we're going to go ahead and get into today's games. Starting off with Killdozer here, playing a Water Colorless Psychic deck, so could be Ninetales or something like that. But we'll have to see. I'm not sure what the Psychic type would be. I guess if it was Ninetales, we'd probably see Electric type for the, yeah, we'd probably see Electric. Sorry. Yeah, we'll start Oranguru. We'd probably see Electric type for the Tapu Koko promo. Wow, I was like totally blanking out there, but our hand is a little awkward. We could Guzma out something and bring an Eevee that we get with the Ultra Ball to the front, but we'll just kind of have to see what my opponent does on their turn here. It looks like it actually is going to be Greninja. Wonder what the Psychic typing is. I guess he's just playing Tapu Lele. Okay, so we're playing against a Greninja, and we just see a pass onto our turn. So we can afford to take it a little slower here. So let's Ultra Ball. We can Ultra Ball away this. I want to keep Brigette. I want to keep Guzma. I'm going to have to play Guzma this turn. I think I have to Ultra Ball away the Fairy Energy and the Super Rod. And we're just going to get an Eevee with this. We prized a Ralts, prized our Gallade, which is also a pretty good attacker here. We do have both Acerola, which is really key. Prized a Float Stone and a Choice Band, that's fine. And looks like we prized a Rare Candy, but that's going to be just about it. So not too bad on the prizes. Excuse me, guys. So we'll go ahead and get that Energy Evolution off. Go ahead and get Sylveon in play. And we can Guzma, bring up this Froakie. Go ahead and Magical Ribbon. And with, actually, Instruct for 1 first. If we get a Ralts here, that would be really great. Nope, another Brigette. Okay. So we'll go ahead and Magical Ribbon here. And with this, we're going to grab double Colorless Energy because we want to start potentially attacking next turn. We're going to Brigette next turn more than likely. So we will also grab a Float Stone to put on the active. And then, I'm not sure here, guys. I think we can just also grab a Gardevoir to try to set up for the... we'll grab a supporter, I guess, so we maybe don't have to play down the Tapu Lele, I guess, for the following turn after that. Yeah, we'll just do that. We could also just grab like a Gardevoir or a Rare Candy to try to set up for the following turn. Excuse me, guys. The Psychic type that my opponent has could also be a Sylveon-GX. That would be a little annoying. And we do see a Bursting Balloon come down onto the Frogadier. So my opponent is playing Bursting Balloons in their list. So we will just take this opportunity to Brigette and keep trying to set up a little bit. Eevee, yeah, Sylveon's still good. So we'll just do these. We'll attach to a Ralts. We'll hold the rest of the stuff for now, and we'll just Magical Ribbon, grab a Gardevoir, Rare Candy, and a Fairy Energy? Maybe not a Fairy Energy. We've got a DCE. Let's get another DCE, because we might attack with Sylveon. Well, no, if he gets a Greninja out, we don't really want to attack with Sylveon. Yeah, let's get a DCE, though, so we can throw it on the back Gardevoir, because we'll want to attack with that. Okay. So, on to my opponent's turn. So, Plea GX is definitely something we're going to want to try to use at some point in this game. He does get another Bursting Balloon. Going to go on the Talonflame, so maybe going to have to go for an Aero Blitz here. Puku Mewku. Innards out. Okay, very, very interesting. Not something I would have expected to see out of a Greninja deck, but there you go. That's what we see. So, not sure why my opponent decided to put the Bursting Balloon on the... I guess he just really wants to Aero Blitz this turn just to continue to try to set up. But he is going to get two Greninjas into play this turn. Gets rid of a Super Rod and a Talonflame. And we're getting behind kind of quickly here, but luckily we will have access to Plea at some point in the game. So we don't have a Fairy, so we won't be able to like Guzma Greninja. Interesting choices. We may just be content going for an N here. I think that'll be okay. We'll want to try to evolve both Raltses this turn. We'll at least get one with the Rare Candy. But we don't want to just let him Giant Water Shuriken take knockouts on our Raltses. And we top deck a N, actually, so that's pretty good. So go ahead and Rare Candy into Gardevoir. We'll go ahead and evolve the Sylveon. We'll Float Stone the active, DCE to the bench, and we're going to go ahead and play in. We'll go ahead and put the Choice Band in play because that obviously won't really do too much good for us. We unfortunately didn't get a Kirlia, so there's a chance that we lose the Ralts this turn, which would be unfortunate. We'll go ahead and Magical Ribbon. Definitely grab like Guzma. Acerola actually could be pretty good. We need to grab Kirlia. Actually, can we just get Rare Candy Gardevoir? But then if it goes down, that's two bad cards in the hand. I think we'll get Ralts Kirlia. No, we need like a supporter besides Acerola. Yeah, we'll get these three. That seems okay. Excuse me. So we'll see if they find another bursting balloon. I'm going to try to avoid attacking into those if I can. This does have a Froakie on it. He actually did get another bursting balloon and just arrow blitzes, so he didn't really have much. So we could go Guzma. And I don't hate going Guzma. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah. I also don't hate inning, of course. Secret Spring onto this. Just build up 2 big Gardevoirs. Just keeping him from getting 2 ninja breaks in play seems good, but then at the same time he's just kind of arrow blitzing and chilling. I think this is okay. We do only have 1 Guzma left after this. We already had to use 1 to get Sylveon turn 1. And this is the ninja that had a Froakie on it, so we'll be able to... we will be able to... Oh, that's good, to get rid of a... If he gets his 4th bursting balloon. So we'll be able to plea and put all his Frogadiers up. Or, like, pick 2 Greninjas and put them up. We will need our last DCE or just a fairy and then... Or 2 fairies since we can Secret Spring, but... getting rid of Super Rod turn 1 might hurt eventually, but we can... I guess we can't Twilight if we want to plea, though. That's where it can get kind of awkward with the double GX attacks. Just gets a bursting balloon on the active. Giant Water Shuriken, gonna target the active. And he's gonna end. Okay, so let's see if they can get more Greninjas in play, or not. We do get Fairy Energies, which means we can knock out the active at least. Ooh, he's gonna go into Pyukumuku. That's so funny. Does flip tails, so it does no damage. Pyukumuku, just too strong, guys. Too strong. We put 6 damage counters on us if we attack it. If we knock it out, so then we go to 110 HP, so then he just needs a Choice Band. Acerola would have been great right here. Let's go ahead and Secret Spring. We will Secret Spring with this one. Back here. And we can instruct for 1 to see if we can get our last Guzma. That would be really good. Nope. Should have assumed that would not happen, but we can go ahead and start powering up the back Sylveon and just Sycamore. Okay. So I don't particularly want to just attack this, but we can't really chill forever. He doesn't have another Greninja, though, so I think we're okay just knocking it out. Yeah. Seems fine. It seems poor, but I think it's fine. We maybe should have attached to Sylveon twice there to try to set up the plea this turn to put the Greninja and like a Frogadier in his hand and leave him with just 1 Frogadier. Maybe could have gone that route, but he's actually going to put energy on the back, so that tells me he has another Greninja in his hand, or he's pretty confident that he's going to find one this turn at least. Ooh, so risky here. He could whiff a Greninja. He also didn't put down the Froakie. Very interesting. He does get the Greninja. Very interesting to not put down the Froakie, though. Gonna just get rid of probably both Float Stones. No, gonna get rid of the Choice Band on the active of the thing he's gonna take out. Definitely would have gotten rid of this Float Stone here. Random Receiver comes out. And we get to see a little more of their deck. They do get a Kukui, so we know they have a Kukui in their hand. And do we have another Lele? We do, and we know our last Guzma's in the deck, so we could Ultra Ball for Lele for Guzma and Plee this turn. Ultra Ball, Lele, Plee. And he can't SB on this one too badly. Okay, so we just top deck the Lele. So let's Secret Spring to this. Attach. We could also Guzma and just knock out his only Greninja break. We could end him to 4. And then knock out his Greninja, leave him with just 1 break. I don't hate inning. I'm going to Ultra Ball away Brigette and a Rare Candy. I also need to be semi-wary of the Tapu Lele GX. That's something my opponent could have. This is our last Guzma, so we could use it to go Plee, bring up Frogadier and Plee, but then he has a Greninja, so I think that our best option is honestly just to end this turn. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, that's enough. So I think we'll just go in, put him to 4. And then come in and Infinite Force. Okay, so we get a Float Stone. We are down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 water, or fairies, so we're out of fairy energy. We do have 1 double colorless left in the deck, I saw. But we can also Acerola Sylveon to get another fairy energy, so he's going to random receiver and hit the Kukui once again. Professor Kukui, let's see if he finds himself a water energy. There's 1 at least. Going to just target down the active. Energy Retrieval. Going to get him some energies back so he can Moonlight Slash this turn. And this turn might be a good turn to Plee, depending on what he brings to the active. I kind of want to Acerola as well this turn. Maybe pick up the Gardevoir. Yeah, this will be a really good turn to Plee, I think. And he brings up Talonflame. Arrow blitzes for any 2 cards he wants. We do also have Ends left in the deck, so that's an option for us, but I'm pretty sure Acerola Plee is going to be the play for us. And we just top deck the Acerola as well, which is really nice. And we know that our bench Ralts will be safe. So we'll go ahead and Acerola the active. And this is really cool. I love watching this this Plee GX come out. Leave him with just a Froakie and a Talonflame. Go ahead and bench Ralts. And we will Plee GX, choose the Greninja and the Greninja break. Nice. So on to my opponent's turn, and we can just smack him with a bunch of Fairy Winds from the upcoming turns. We can Guzma out any Froakie. This is his only Froakie. He, of course, can Brooklet Hill down another, but we've seen him discard at least 2, and since he's playing the Talonflame version of the deck, he probably is just playing the 3 Froakie. And if this is the only Frogadier, we're just going to Guzma it next turn. And Fairy Wind it. So we'll see if that is indeed his only... Yep, he went for Brooklet Hill right there. Did not find a Froakie. And just a concession from my opponent. Very nice. Yeah, next turn, we're easily going to be able to Guzma, bring up that Frogadier, leave him with basically nothing in play but that Talonflame. So getting 4 tickets there, and oh, looks like we might get a challenge done today. Ooh, 1 more game. We should be able to finish that off. So let's go ahead here and grab another one. Definitely leave a like for that last battle, guys. Taking down Greninja, which is supposed to be a pretty hard matchup for Gardevoir. But Plee GX definitely can swing it at times. My opponent's list was also pretty interesting. We saw the Bursting Balloons. We saw the Puku-Muku, which is not something you really see that often. But we'll see if we can find another one. And see what happens here. Going up against Frankie? Grass Lightning Psychic, so probably some sort of Golisopod deck, if I had to guess. Golisopod Garbodor, maybe? Take a mulligan there. And looks like my opponent did as well. There's ours, we just took one. We'd get an Eevee start as well, and looks like it is Golisopod Garbodor. So Garbotoxin is definitely annoying, but we do get a really good start with the Eevee in the active, of course. Can Lele for Brigette. And get the turn one Sylveon in play. Sylveon's also really good against Trashalanche because excuse me, guys. Sylveon's also just really good against Trashalanche because it allows us to set up without playing a bunch of items. So we'll go ahead and grab Sylveon. Tapu Lele will go grab Brigette. And we also could potentially Fairy Wind next turn and just knock out a Trubbish. Maybe Fairy Wind next turn to knock out like a... we could Fairy Wind as well to knock out like a Wimpod if that's the only thing he gets in play. No Oranguru, unfortunately. No 4th Ralts. We could just get another Lele down on the bench, but we already have one. And we can save them for Wonder Tag later. I don't really see another need to get another Sylveon. So I think we'll just go with these two. We'll save a bench spot for a Lele potentially later on. And we'll click Done onto my opponent's turn. We could top deck a Rare Candy next turn. That would be nice. But yeah, we're going to see a Lele from my opponent. Going to go Wonder Tag. Let's see what they grab. Probably going to get a Brigette. Excuse me, guys. So we see Brigette come out. We'll probably just grab a couple of Wimpods and a Coco. Yep, sure enough. If my opponent could get a turn 2 Garbotoxin, that would be pretty annoying, but that's, I think, why we're going to attach to the active. Yeah. And we'll go ahead and just end, see if we can get some Kirlias out. We don't, so I think we're going to go... Magical Ribbon. And we're going to go grab Kirlia. We'll grab a Rare Candy. Oh, we actually prized both of our Kirlias. I should have known that. So we'll just get two... Well, yeah, we can just set up double Rare Candy Gardevoir next turn. Yeah, sorry guys. I definitely should have known that I prized both my Kirlias by now, but... We'll go ahead and grab both of those. And we'll see if we get to keep this hand or not. My opponent definitely could go for an N here. We're going to see Heavy Ball could find Garbotoxin or a Trashalanche. Or a Wimpod, sorry. Or whatever this thing's called. Golisopod. Or a Wimpod, even. I was thinking Golisopod, but said Trashalanche for some reason. Or said Garbotoxin. But he also does want to get... Yep, there's Garbotoxin. Let's see if he gets the Float Stone. Could have also probably found Field Blower with the Magical Ribbon. That seems good. I actually didn't check if it's in the deck. Classic mistake by Chip. And my opponent is just going to end. So it wouldn't have mattered if we had gotten it. He doesn't have a Float Stone yet, though. If he doesn't find a Float Stone, we're almost certainly just going to Fairy Wind and knock this out. He does find the Float Stone, though. Gets another Garbodor down. And we're going to see probably just the first impression. Hits us for 120. We get a Brigette. That doesn't do much for us. We will go... I think we're just going to Sycamore this hand, so we'll go Choice Band, Sycamore. Get Gardevoirs, no candies, no items in the discard yet, which is good. We can get another Eevee out. And if he can't reset, he won't... Since this is active, he'd have to like Guzma in order to knock this out, but he'll just Guzma the Ralts, I guess. But we're gonna go ahead and Magical Ribbon. We'll grab Candy, Blower. We did prize the Blower, okay. Nope, there it is. Just kidding. Just kidding. We actually probably need like a Sycamore. Sycamore to hit the Blower. Yeah, we'll go with those. So let's see if my Sylveon lives to see another day. He could also just DCE Armor Press, but if he does that, it makes it pretty easy for our Gardevoir to knock him out. Let's also see if he finds the N or not this turn. We do see Trashalanche. As of now, we have 0 items, but we will have at least 2 on the next turn after Rare Candies. Float Stone going to come down to the active. Field Blower, so there's 1 item in the discard at least. And does he have an N, or is he just going to be forced to, like, Sycamore or something like that? DCE to Lele. Ooh, looks like we're just going to see the Energy Drive for the knockout. Preserving the Golisopod. Makes sense. I think we'll just send up the Eevee, and we'll Float Stone it. Okay. We get double candy. If we had access to Secret Spring, it'd be very easy for us to take a knockout here. 369. My opponent didn't do much on their turn, so we could also just Guzma smack the Golisopod, but that opens up some Acerola plays for him. I don't really want to discard all these energies. We could also just go with a Twilight this turn. I don't love that, though. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We do need Choice Band or Field Blower. 3, 6, 9. We could knock out Wimpod. 9, 12. Yeah, I think we're just gonna hit the Golisopod. This is the play I like the best right now. I don't love it, though. Just get some damage out. This does leave him up to Acerola. He didn't do anything with his last turn, though, so I'm thinking he's kind of relying on his top deck / what he took off the prizes. So let's see what he's got. He can, of course, run away. Just retreat. Yeah, really maybe should have gotten the Field Blower there last turn. There's a Rainbow Energy to the Wimpod. Ooh, looks like we're just going to see an Energy Drive. Hits us for 100. So he'd have to Crossing Cut to knock this out. I really don't want to Sycamore away these energy. We do have Super Rod, I guess, so we can get rid of the Fairy. So we'll get a knockout. We do get Field Blower. We get Candy, but no Gardevoir. So we can Field Blower and Secret Spring. That leaves us with 1, 2, 3. That would put 4 items, so 80. So he still can't knock us out with Trashalanche, so I'm okay doing that. 80, 100. If he gets Field Blower, though, if he has his last Field Blower plus a Choice Band plus a Psychic, if he's got all that, I'll give it to him, but if not, you know, we'll go with this. This is worth it to just set up to get some energies on this back Gardevoir, I think. And we still have Acerolas left, so we could top deck Acerola next turn, or we could get one off of the prizes here, and we'll just go for Infinite Force. There's Kirlia and a Ralts, so probably not the best prizes. Kirlia's okay. So my opponent, I guess we maybe could have left the Float Stone to prevent him from putting Choice Band down. That actually would have been much better than what we did. I always realize these things like just a little too late, but we'll see what he gets here with Ultra Ball. This does, since we did Field Blower away his Float Stone, this means he does have access to his own abilities, but it looks like he's just going to go after a Golisopod. And did he top deck Sycamore? No, he's got Stretcher, so he can get Lele back with Stretcher. And Lele also can knock out our Gardevoir. 2040, 60, 80, 100, 2040. If we had put a Fairy on this instead of the DCE and just discarded the DCE, he wouldn't have been able to kill us with Lele. So maybe that would have been better, but then we can kill his pretty easily with our own Lele. Or with our own Gardevoir, excuse me. So let's see if we can find a knockout this turn. Needs Choice Band or DCE. Even Psychic Choice Band Field Blower gives him the knockout with Gardevoir. If he can knock us out with Gardevoir, that's pretty unfortunate, honestly. We might go for the quick turn knockout if that's the case. Probably not, though. So, since my opponent's taking their time here, that makes me think they didn't really get what they wanted. And looks like they're just going to smack us with Golisopod. I really don't like this play from my opponent. I think passing is almost better than doing what they just did. Passing is definitely better than doing what they just did. And we could Acerola here. Do we have Lele left? Oh, I don't think our last one was prized. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. We'll get rid of Ralts and Rare Candy. Yes, we got it. Nice. So we can Acerola, just pick this Gardevoir up. Oh, we actually should have discarded the Kirlia and Rare Candied into Gardevoir. That's a mistake, but we'll go ahead and Lele for Acerola. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Acerola, pick up the active. Three, 6, 9. Secret Spring to the Kirlia. And we will Infinite Force. Yeah, I think just passing with the Coco active would have been much better than the play that my opponent went for. So we'll see what they do now. Lele, Wonder Tag, probably going to just in us to a low hand size. I'm going to go for Guzma, actually, and bring out the Kirlia. Yep. I'm going to just knock out Kirlia here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. If we get Fairy plus Choice Band, that lets us win the game with Gardevoir this turn. But worst case scenario, we just end my opponent. Also, probably should have just benched Ralts last turn just in case. Oh, we should just get the win here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Yeah. So as long as we don't whiff, we'll get the win here. And we got it. So we'll go Secret Spring, Fairy Energy to the active, and Infinite Force. If I hadn't gotten the Choice Band on the top deck, I would have just ended there because it was less likely to draw both the Fairy and the Choice Band. But since we got one of the pieces, even if we had just gotten the Fairy Energy, I think I would have still ended because the chances of drawing the Choice Band are a lot lower than drawing a Fairy Energy. We had a lot of Fairy Energies left still, so getting a W there definitely feels good. And do we get some packs? Looks like we do indeed get a couple of breakthrough packs. 2 packs there. So let me know what you guys think of this deck. I definitely enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, I think it is very, very strong. And if we knock out 20 Pokemon with our Fairy Pokemon, we get some Breakpoint packs. So I might have to go try to do that after this video is over. But we'll go ahead and finish the video off with a little mini pack opening for those of you who stuck around to the end. We'll open up 4 uncommon chests and 2 breakthrough packs. I do apologize again for the coughing and stuff throughout the video. Like I said, I have been a little sick, so I do apologize for that. But hopefully I'll be 100% by the end of the week. So we'll start with the uncommon chest, and we'll finish off the video with a couple of breakthrough packs. Starting off with a Misty's Determination. Not too bad, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and get another one here. Ooh, backwards card. Means we did find a rare, and it is a Turtonator with Body Slam. Okay. Another rare, so 2 for 3 on rares so far. And we get a Bruxish. Okay. I'm not a fan of Bruxish, and we just get an energy retrieval for our last card. So nothing too special out of the uncommon chests, but we do have 2 breakthrough packs that we will open up right now. Let's see what we can get. Maybe get some Mewtwo's or something like that. Secret rare Mewtwo's would be cool. And we get a reverse holo Ralts and a full art Gallade EX, not bad. And we get a reverse holo Ralts of the Ralts we were using today, so we'll take it. We'll take it. And the last pack, the last thing we'll get today, reverse holo Rainbow Energy, not bad, and a Houndoom EX. So double EXs out of the breakthrough packs. We do get have 3 locked Houndoom EXs, which is pretty funny. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the love and support, all that stuff. Definitely make sure you guys are following me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram. All those links, as always, are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that is going to do it for me. I'm going to get out of here. Until next time, guys, take care.